Happy Easter, everybody. I just wanted to pop on real quick. This is not typically a day that I upload videos, but I wanted to talk to my season gang about something that I woke up feeling this morning before I either go to church or start my Easter Sunday dinner. I hadn't decided if I'm even leaving the house yet or not. But I wanted to talk to you guys about the difference between being alone and being lonely. There is a difference. And at this time in our lives, when many of us have empty nests and, we don't have the crowds around us that we usually do, things can get really quiet and, you can spend some time by yourself. And while you are alone, sometimes that alone time can feel lonely. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about how we can embrace both. So, again, happy Easter to you guys. Happy to be chatting with you once again. Um, I got my notes here on my iPad, so I'm going to be looking down a little bit. But the differences between being alone and being lonely. Being alone and being lonely. Being alone means you're in a place by yourself, a time of quiet, solitude, reflection, a time when it's just you, and you can have some opportunity or some time to spend doing just exactly what you want to do. And during these times, we're often grateful for the quiet and an opportunity to just reflect on what we need to reflect on. Um, it provides a chance to reduce stress and to just not have to think about the day to day. Then there's lonely. Now, loneliness typically comes with a feeling of isolation, maybe a little bit of depression, just not feeling like yourself, wishing you had something to do or somebody to do those things with. Some people are even lonely with a large group of people. It is an internal feeling of unworthiness or a time that you wish that you were with people and not by yourself, or you just feel unseen within that group of people. And we're going to talk about how we can embrace both, because as a season gang, many of us have an empty nest. And these little small holidays sometimes bring us back to the fact that we aren't doing some of the things that we used to enjoy. Like dyeing eggs, although that won't be happening this year with the price of eggs. But, typically I have my Easter centerpiece out and my dress that I'm going to put on Easter, whether I'm actually going to church or not. And I just hadn't even decided, this morning if I'm even going to get dressed and go anywhere, because it's really not any place that I have to be. Church is typically very crowded on Easter Sunday because people that don't typically go to church are there on Sundays. So I hadn't quite made up my mind yet, but I did decide that I wanted to come out here and talk to you guys about the difference in being alone and being lonely. So let's start with being alone and how to embrace that. We need to treat it, number one, as a time of self-care. You need to spend time doing you when you're alone. Take care of yourself. Spend time in quiet. Maybe do a little meditation. Maybe fix your favorite coffee with the little extras in it. Maybe have a little bit of your favorite dessert. Self-care. Take care of yourself. It's a time that maybe if you do your own hair or your own nails or anything like that, you can do that without the interruptions and the distractions. Number two, is also a time for you to explore new interests that don't typically include anybody else but you. It's a new interest, something that you're interested in. If you got some alone time, even if you don't go do those things, you can research it and see what you need to do. You can also travel solo. Most people are off the Friday before Easter because it's Good Friday, so it makes for a long weekend. So if you didn't have anything planned with family and friends, you could take you a quick solo trip. I live in Florida. I can spend the night at the beach. I can go camping. There's so many things that I can do. It's a beautiful time, as you can see, outside. So you can just go and explore new things and maybe see some things that you wouldn't typically do if you had to work. And you can also take some time and sit down and create a routine that you love so that you don't find yourself sitting there trying to figure out what you want to do. Now, my life is a to-do list. My life is a routine. I do the same things day in and day out. So when I have some alone time, I typically don't want to create a list of things to do. So those are just a few things that you can do when you're alone to prioritize that time and make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do to take care of yourself during that time. Now, loneliness is something different. Loneliness is when you feel unseen, unworthy, and just unwell. And when that happens, you got to focus on strengthening existing relationships. Plan ahead. People don't typically have a lot to do, on Easter and Good Friday and those things. So if you don't want to be alone or if you're feeling lonely, you can strengthen your existing relationships and maybe plan something, because that's not a weekend that people would typically have a whole lot planned. There's also communities of people that, don't have a whole lot of people around them, and that's something that you could benefit from. You could, your church. Easter is a big time for church. You have the kids programs and the Easter speeches and the Easter egg hunts. That would be a good time to get involved with those things early so that you have, something to do, volunteer to, do things with the kids and hang out with the younger folks, because that's typically a pick me up or it's a wear you out. Either way, you don't have time to focus on being lonely. And put yourself first. Only do what you feel like doing. If you don't feel like being bothered with people, or if you have somebody special that you want to spend time with, reach out to them. Try and plan something so those feelings of loneliness and alone time don't overwhelm you. Being alone can be a gift. It's your opportunity to rest, reset, and rediscover who you are and what you like to do. But feeling lonely, can make you not want to do anything, make you want to stay in, make you want to not move about and do all the things that you need to do. So when you feel those feelings, coming over you, that's when we need to reach out, and strengthen our existing relationships and, go out with our tribe, talk to our tribe, let people know how you're feeling so that, we can make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and that we are, taking care of each other. So if you're feeling lonely today, I just want to remind you that you're not alone in that feeling. All of us, empty nesters, people that live by themselves, every now and then we get a little bit lonely. Or, you start reminiscing and thinking about all the things that you used to do and how things used to be when the kids were smaller and getting them ready and doing all those things. And we can find ourselves reminiscing ourselves into a funk or not feeling our best. And we never want that to happen. Now, the first step is, if you're feeling lonely, is to reach out. Like I said, reach out to somebody. You are not alone. You're never alone. It may feel like it, but everybody has somebody that they can reach out to. Everybody, needs somebody. So make sure you try and line out your go-to people, or, be like me. Pop on YouTube and talk to your season gang, because I know you guys are going to talk back to me and let me know how fabulous this Easter Sunday was for you. So whether you are celebrating, with family or spending the day at church or with friends, take some time to rediscover who you are, what you like, and what you enjoy. Don't get down on yourself for not having, or not feeling like you have a purpose or a whole lot of things going on. So whether you are spending this time alone or spending this time with those that are near and dear to you, whether you are feeling alone or feeling lonely, I just want you guys to know that you are never in this alone. We are all in this thing together. We are doing better together. So if this video resonated with you in any way, please leave me a comment. Let me know how you deal with those times when you're alone and when you're taking advantage of your alone time, and when you may be feeling lonely, when you may be feeling, a little bit blue, and tell me the ways that you cope with that. And if this video resonated with you in any way, if you're feeling either of those things, if you're feeling alone instead of lonely, or vice versa, guys, I can't talk. If you're feeling lonely in lieu of feeling alone, leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what you guys did on this beautiful Easter. As you can tell, it is absolutely beautiful here. Like I said a few minutes ago, I don't know if I'm going anywhere or if I'm doing anything. I'm about to check in with my parents and see what they got planned. But I'm hoping to hear from each and every one of you that you had an absolutely wonderful, happy Easter. And whether we're alone or we're surrounded by people, we're not in this thing alone. We're in this thing together. So I'm going to ask you to do what I always ask you to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and take care of your beautiful selves. You and I both know that this is the only life we get, and we're going to live it to the fullest, and we're going to do all the things that we need to do. And sometimes that comes with a little bit of feelings that we don't always want to maintain and nurture. So until the next time, it's the Seasoned Lady. I hope all of you have a wonderful, happy Easter. Toodles.